Welcome back everyone. So we're on day 5 of 14 on our adventure, beginning with a more traditional Japanese breakfast, which included grilled fish and a most delicious rice porridge. Then it was on to the great boiling valley of Owakudani, home to Hakone volcano and bubbling hot springs, which turn the outer shell of eggs black when boiled due to the high content in sulfur and iron. These eggs are said to add 7 years onto your lifespan. I tried one and it tasted just like a normal egg, albeit a bit richer in flavour. We then took a cable car to Lake Ashi and caught a brief glimpse of Mount Fuji along the way. It is quite rare to get a good view of Mount Fuji, and there were a fair few clouds that day, so we were very lucky. And don't worry, we'll be seeing more of her later on. We then boarded a pirate-themed ship, which took us across the lake to Hakone town port. This was so much fun. It was like being on Captain Hook's ship, and it made the inner pirate in me very happy. By the way, this whole trip was organised by Into Japan, who run 2 tours a year, one in the autumn and this one in the spring. As we were keen to catch the cherry blossoms in full bloom during our visit, it was always our intention to go in the springtime. There was a full itinerary which pretty much covered everything we wanted to see, do and experience, including Tokyo, Kyoto, Hiroshima, a green tea ceremony, real geisha, the bowing deer of Nara, and the onsen. I cannot recommend them enough. Upon arriving in Hakone town port, we took a moment to look around the museum there. Afterwards, we enjoyed a leisurely walk through Onshi Park, and I could not get enough of the flowers. They were just so beautiful. And of course, more cherry blossom. Then it was on to the Hakone Open Air Museum, featuring a Picasso exhibition, as well as sculptures by Henry Moore, Rodin and Miro. There was also a public hot spring foot bath where visitors could rest and rejuvenate their tired feet. This maze was a lot of fun. It reminded me a little bit of the Alice in Wonderland maze at Disneyland. We ended up essentially playing a game of cat and mouse. This was the most tranquil part of the museum, featuring a bamboo forest and a koi fish pond. I could have spent hours just watching them swim about. They were so mesmerising. Our final port of call to what was an incredibly jam-packed day was a visit to Yosegi Parquetry Studio. Yosegi is a traditional woodcraft produced in Hakone that has been handed down through generations for over 200 years.
The leaf pot.
ではこのブロックどうやって作る
So
の
how we make that block?
今切り落としたこのパーツをこれ作る人のセンスです。
We think the person's sense.
ここに持ってきた。
Put it there or here.
合わし
Could it be maybe
こんな感じ。
here? To put it together.
This guy was great. He showed us how some of the patterns are created using the rich colours and natural wood grains.
Yeah.
いい香りします。
It has a very nice
もちろ
smell.
ん。
And how these are then incorporated into everyday objects such as trinket boxes, drinking tumblers, sake cups, puzzle boxes, placemats, picture frames, artwork pieces, even iPhone stands. I just wanted to buy out the whole of the gift shop. It was like an Aladdin's cave in there. That evening, we attended a French-style group dinner, complete with champagne, which made a nice change. Then we had a nice surprise. Not only did everyone in the group make a toast to our engagement, They presented us with a card and this beautiful set of his and hers chopsticks. I was not expecting that at all and felt incredibly grateful and overwhelmed. The next morning was a very early start and we caught a clear view of Mount Fuji from our hotel. After breakfast, we headed to the train station to catch the Shinkansen, aka the bullet train. We left Hakone behind and said goodbye to Megumi-san. On board the train, it felt like being on a plane with your fold-down table and everything. And I grabbed this scorched butter-flavoured melon bread to snack on, which was deliciously sweet and light as air. Then, as if seeing her twice already wasn't enough, we were unbelievably lucky to see Mount Fuji for a third time. A mere 2 hours later, we arrived in Hiroshima and had what was probably my favourite lunch of the whole holiday, a teppanyaki savoury pancake consisting of wheat batter, noodles, meat and or veg, known as Okonomiyaki. Our afternoon began with a visit to Hiroshima Peace Park and Museum, which was a pretty harrowing experience. I didn't have the heart to take any photos of the exhibits inside the museum. However, the Peace Park was absolutely stunning, with a continuously burning peace flame and memorials dedicated to those who lost their lives on August 6, 1945. This monument is dedicated to a Japanese girl named Sadako Sasaki, who was just 2 years old when the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. She is remembered for the 1,000 origami cranes she folded before her death 10 years later from leukemia. According to Japanese legend, whoever creates 1,000 origami cranes would be granted a wish. Visitors and well-wishers often donate these cranes as a prayer for world peace. The Atomic Bomb Dome was originally the Prefectural Industrial Promotion Hall and was the only building in the area that remained standing after the atomic bomb hit. Since 1996, it has become a World Heritage Site. As much as I would have loved to have seen more of Hiroshima, it was time to catch a ferry to the beautiful island of Miyajima, where we were quickly introduced to the locals. The sacred deer of Miyajima can be found casually wandering through town, browsing the food stalls, as well as on hiking trails. They are very friendly, but if you have food, they will make every effort to steal it. And they love to eat anything made of paper, so make sure you keep your tickets, passports and leaflets well hidden. We watched one deer literally sniff out a map from a lady's handbag and it would not give it back. Our hotel was in the style of a traditional Japanese inn known as a ryokan.
Wow, look at this!
With sliding doors and futon mattresses.
Hi! Oh my god, they even have a hair straightener and a curling iron. Yay!
Of course, we were provided with new yukata to lounge around in. Finally, that evening consisted of another Kaiseki dinner, featuring lots of sushi, pea soup, fish, beef, rice and cheesecake. Wow, we crammed a lot into 2 days. I'm exhausted just thinking about it. Thank you so much for joining me in this week's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe for further updates. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye guys!